What's your most unexpectedly genius decision made on a whim?
Once, I randomly took a route to pick my daughter up from school that I never usually take. Along that rural road, I saw a puppy in a ditch looking starved and very scared. Put him in the car, picked up my daughter, and went to the vets. After being declared healthy, other than being malnourished, I brought him home, and he has become the best pet ever. All because I wanted to drive with my windows down.
Bought over 3,600 shares of GameStop mid-January 2021. Bonus seeing many posts about it. Worked out all right.
I was hanging around in a university waiting for my brother to finish a group project. I was 18, unemployed, and had been looking for a job for months with no results. Randomly decided to apply for several jobs in my industry that I wasn't totally qualified for. Just because I was bored and felt I should probably do something productive in such a studious environment. 2 hours later, I got a call from a recruiter. 2 days later, I got a job.
I had a roommate with a drinking problem who got really drunk and decided to fight the cops when they showed up. He was fighting PPL on the street in front of the house. I was at work on the night shift at the time, and I came home that morning to my front door, kicked it, and the whole entire house was just absolutely trashed. So then a few hours after the landlord shows up with an eviction notice, I was too broke to move into my own apartment. So I asked a work colleague if I could rent the spare bedroom in his basement for a month or two, while I saved money and planned my next move. He agreed. Then about a week after I moved in, he got caught cheating and just up and left his wife and child to be with his mistress. I felt bad about that. BC had left them in the lurch really bad, so instead of saving up money to move out, I covered the rent for a few months. In that few months, the lady got involved with another guy, and him and his kids moved in with us. It's been 12 years and I still live there. They ended up getting married and were so appreciative that I kept them off the streets. Those first few months they asked me to move into a much bigger house with them where I'd have my own apartment in the renovated garage. I wouldn't trade these last 12 years for anything. I love the 3 kids as my own, and watching them grow up into talented and kind adults has been probably the most rewarding and satisfying experience I'll ever have. For the first time in my life, I really felt welcomed and that I had a family that loves and supports me. I laugh out loud when I think about how close I was to just moving back in with my mom back then.
Went to the birthday party of an old work acquaintance I hadn't seen in months years. He was literally the only person there I knew. That night I met my wife and made several new, close friends.
To put mozzarella sticks on my chicken sandwich.
I quit smoking.